Okay, greetings, welcome, dear Capricorn, that's you. This is Tarot Lumination with your general report for the February 2018 season. Okay, so that means it's kind of entering in, in terms of astrology, it's sort of cruising into your second house, which would be, the money, value, values, the things that you own, your talents, your gifts, the money houses. Also, we just started this massive new journey for you guys, especially Capricorn, with Saturn in Capricorn for the next 3 years, with special emphasis around January 2020. More to come on that for sure. Also, we're coming into these eclipses, all right? So right now, you've got the two eclipses, the Aquarius Leo thing, and then the new moon Aquarius in the middle of February. And that's hitting you right in the money, okay? Uh, Other people's money, your money, however that works out. This is not an astrology channel. You'll have to go somewhere else for that. Okay, but good luck. And we're just going to do simple tarot illumination stuff here like we do already. You've done these before. Thank you for visiting. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles. Just shuffling to the last second so that you're a witness, because I like a really super clear deck. And then we're just going to read using the journey spread, okay, from the heart. Reading from the heart, okay? It's all about love, loving you, okay? So let's cut it up and then get started, all right? All right, here we go. Now remember, this is just broad spectrum stuff. These are not personal private readings. This is just broad energy from the tarot illumination perspective. Over here, this would be the core heart energy, literally the heart, the beating heart itself. It needs what it needs. It wants what it wants. It has to get it. It does everything it can for you. And if you take care of it, it will continue to serve you well. It pumps all in, it sucks in all the nutrients and then pumps them out, sucks them in and pumps them out. It takes in all the waste and pumps it out, circulating all that stuff in and throughout your body. Okay, so that's happening. You might not even understand this energy when we get the reading, but hopefully by the end of the reading, it'll make more sense. Over here, this would be the energy of, I think of it as legacy, stuff that you're bringing in with you. This could be past lives. It could be stresses from the last, I don't know, 2 Saturn cycles. It was Scorpio and Sagittarius. It could be stresses about work, family. A lot of times we carry stuff with us. It's our baggage, and a lot of our baggage is what's not working, because our minds are programmed to look for problems and find solutions, because that's how we stay alive. So it's very easy to forget about just being happy. Okay, so whatever this is, hopefully we are going to deal with it in the now. Okay, so the now is where we are right now. It's not about the past, it's not about the future. All your power lies in the now, especially when you take advantage of the moment and activate the healing power of your decisions in the now. A lot of people don't like being fully present, because it means you have to be fully responsible for everything in your life, the worst of it and the best of it. And a lot of us prefer to outsource a lot of our decisions to higher authorities, higher people like judges, leaders, corporations, employers, so that we don't have to do that ourselves. Okay, so this would be the energy of your decisions, the healing power of your decisions in the now, depending on how closely aligned you stay with the now. And your decisions have consequences, because you're making your decisions anticipating the land of opportunity, which is sort of over here on the next heartbeat. Okay, so how do you make your decisions effectively, most lovingly, in ways that work for you, so that you nurture the heart, nurture, and love yourself, take care of yourself, because that's what's best for everybody else. Okay, so it makes you the strongest and happiest, most loving, lovable person you can be. Consequently, this is what could be expected. Now, if you don't like being in the present, if you don't like your present moment, and you prefer to outsource it and blame anything that's not working for you, blame it on fate or other people or circumstances, then this would feel more like fate. Okay, so over here it's the energy of what if. So on each beat there's always a sense of risk and reward about what's happening next. What next, what next, what next. What if I mess up? Oh no. What if I do well? What if I make a good decision? Oh yeah, cool. So over here would be the momentum of all of this going on to the next beat. So I'm hoping you can see, trying to make it for you so it looks like a heart shape. I hope you can see that. All right, like that, just like that. Okay, and this is the very core, where all the beating occurs in a nice way, of course. So circumstantially, we're going to look at this in just a second. This is not necessarily your energy, but it's circumstantial and it can impact the whole thing here. And if you stay very much in the present, then it would indicate that you have a strong desire to make the best of this weather so that you're not owned by the weather. Okay, let's have a look. The Empress. Okay. Capricorn, it's a time for you to unashamedly just, let's say, tune into your fertility, turn into your most gorgeous version of yourself, male or female, it doesn't matter. Allowing yourself to manifest. This is a time to manifest. We might be talking about the second house and the eighth house here astrologically, manifesting your gifts, manifesting your talents here in the real world in tangible earthly ways that can be measured. Because a lot of times people, we are perceived by who we are and what we do and the gifts that we bring to this earth and how they are valued by others. What is it that you bring to the earth that has value? What is it that others bring to the earth that have value for you that can be, let's say, nurturing in a very mutually nurturing way? Other people's resources, eighth house, your values, your value, your worth merging with others and theirs merging with you so that it's maximized way beyond what you could do on your own or way beyond what they could do on their own. So that's what I feel is happening here. This is the weather is very, very opportune for maximizing your gifts and talents and having a chance to manifest them here in a way that's kind of gorgeous, like almost starting your own homemade boutique chocolate business if you wanted to do something like that, or just do something really yummy that you've always craved and wanted to do or be. Let's have a look at the heart. What have we got going on here? But that could mean moving on from what you already love. Oh dear. It's okay. Evolution here, it's already started a few weeks ago anyway, with the Saturn. As soon as Saturn moved into Capricorn, it's a very heavy-duty, serious reality check, even for Capricorns. Perhaps even more so for Capricorn than anyone else, because you're getting it face on, If it's your sun, your moon, and your rising, that's a very heavy, powerful aspect, all about restructuring, refurbishing, remodeling, repurposing your whole life in one way or another, which can in some ways mean having to leave behind the life that you knew. And no matter how much love there is there, no matter how much love is vested and carried in all of that, and then realizing, well, gotta keep going, and opening up to new horizons here, but without a lot of what you might call mapping in place already. Capricorn, you're very business oriented. You're very, very capable here on this earth about manifesting. It's kind of one of your greatest gifts and talents, really, is being the manifester, being able to, view things from a very realistic point of view. Like, oh, you're really good at plumbing, so why don't you become a plumber, and then I'll hire you to work in this and our construction company, and you're very gifted with carpentry, so let's put a construction company together. And in other words, there's no point in trying to tell the plumber, why don't you become an architect? It's just each to his own. And Capricorns, you're very, very good at maximizing everybody's talents so that it works for everybody. It's like being the president of a really good company. When you do it right, it's awesome. Everybody benefits. So it's just that right now, the heart might be feeling like, oh my gosh, does this mean I have to start all over? Where do I go? What do I do now? Where are the maps? How am I going to be guided? Well, actually, I'm feeling in this Capricorn that you're not going to get a lot of guidance. It's literally a journey. where you're kind of heading into the unknown here, and it could be a little, um, you know, it's like an intrepid journey, so to speak. It's going to require courage, and it means, in some ways, farewell to the old, hello to the new, even though you don't really have anything particularly defined for the new at the moment. And it's much more like the spiritual journey here as opposed to the earthly quest, which might be unusual for you, Capricorn. What are you bringing in with you? More moving on, moving on, moving on. So what are you thinking, Capricorn? What's going on deep inside of you? Are you really feeling the urge to like pick up and move on and leave behind what's not working and move into peaceful new waters, seek new pastures, seek new ways of being? Well, that's kind of why we're doing this tarot reading here, to find out. It feels to me like you're bringing a lot with you. You've got a lot of love. You've got a lot of, let's say, knowledge, wisdom, talents, gifts, resources, all the classic grab bag that would befit a classic Capricorn. Uh, the capabilities, the skills, the knowledge. Capricorns are really good at putting their heart into something too. That doesn't mean it's all hard business all day, every day. Capricorns can be very, very loving, but it's almost like love is as love does. Sometimes it's tough love, telling a kid like you got to do your homework. I can't do it for you, otherwise that's cheating. How are you going to learn? That's tough love. It might not be fun to deliver that message to a child that you love, but you got to do it. Capricorns, you're very good at the tough love, and eventually other people eventually figure it out and appreciate it. But now it's kind of like for yourself now, having to, let's say, give yourself permission to move on and maybe leave behind what you've known and loved already. Take the good stuff with you. That's kind of like a feeling. I'm getting that as a feeling that you're bringing with you. It's not a plan yet. It's not an agenda, but maybe some notes you put on a napkin. Like, I'm really feeling the urge to move on. Tarot Illumination. I can bring this, this, and this, and this with me. I don't know exactly where we're going, but I know I need to move on from all of that. Okay. So what about now? Because I want to be happy. Okay, I deserve this. My wish is to be happy, and I deserve to be happy. I have so much to offer. I bring a lot to the table, and it benefits others, and they grow and prosper accordingly. And it's now time for me. Okay, and there's nothing shameful about that, because Capricorn, you might have been busting your derriere for a long time to make things work, because that's what you sometimes do. It's like you get so immersed in the work and the task and the business to get things working, but it can be sometimes at the neglect of the self, like being the workaholic, being the business manager-aholic, and then when you go on vacation, you have to take your briefcase and your laptop with you. So it's time to have a little bit of love and happiness for you, Capricorn. That's what's happening in the present right now. And you might not, that whole concept might not sit well with you, because you might think, well, that's very self-indulgent. Like, how is the world going to move on without me? Like, it's all going to fall apart. If I just make it all about me, 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 I want to be happy, I want to love, I want to be loving, I want to be loved. Man, that's a tall order, okay? So as beautiful as this might be, Capricorn, the whole idea of you actually getting your wish to be happy, that could be a challenge. You might want that. You might seriously want that, but it might be, having to leave, like maybe you've got a really good business that's working, but you might have outgrown it, and it's time to move on. Let's have a look. What about the now? How are you going to, in this zone here about wishing to be happy, having the chance to be happy, actually circumstantially being encouraged to manifest this happiness and like do something really deliciously satisfying for you? How are we going to do that? Okay, see it as a new beginning, a new chance to rebuild, restart from. This should be an absolute turn on for you, Capricorn, to the point where, like, oh my gosh, so long as I can get over the emotional fears, the emotional blocks, and the notion that I might be leaving a lot behind, where I have a lot vested in terms of, like, people that I love, places that I love, people who love me, places where I feel naturally at home, and then having to, like, almost do like a refurbishment relocation, making the decisions. It's all about seeing everything as a new opportunity, seeing everything as like, oh well, I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to live through this Saturn cycle just like everybody else, especially because I'm a Capricorn. I don't even have a choice here. So it's all about making the best of the situation, making the very, very best of your talents, your gifts, your resources, your values, your value, especially, you know, like in hard reality, like, what are your gifts? What are your talents? And then playing to your strengths, really, really, really playing to your strengths like never before. Like, if you've always deep down really had an urge to, let's say you've built this amazing business, or you've built a life, you've built a lifestyle, a structure, and you've done it to the point where you've neglected your own happiness up to a point. But now it is time for you. It really is time for you to, let's say, almost indulge yourself here. Then my feeling is that this is a good thing. And it's almost like a leap into the unknown here, seeing every decision as a chance to actually manifest what your heart has always wanted deep down inside from the beginning. But you might have set aside because of duties and responsibilities that had to take priority in order to keep life working. Okay, which would be a classic Capricorn behavior anyway. So luckily here with the Ace of Pentacles, it's basically a divine opportunity. It's almost like everything is really, really lining up for you to work for you as new growth, new opportunities to basically create new foundations in your world that translate into personal happiness, not just business success or success, measurable success, evidential success, but success for yourself on the inside, for being happy from the inside, from your core. So how do we do that in such a way that actually works for you? Okay, it is going to be a team effort. Okay, it means, to me, it feels like it's finding ways to be more in tune with people that you love to hang out with, and people who love to hang out with you and really do understand your true talents on the bigger scale, really see a chance. It's almost like being in the right place at the right time with the right people for the right purpose on a new journey. Like, maybe you're going to go into real estate development. Maybe you're going to go into starting a whole new lifestyle, using your talents and gifts, resources that you've already got, but repurposing everything in a whole new way. That's kind of what's happening with the Saturn and Capricorn cycle anyway. It's very much about serious reality checking over the next 3 years, bringing things into full manifestation, complete refurbishment, repurposing, rehabilitation of the life. It's almost like a total remodeling job on your life. And it's not just you on your own. It is going to have to be a team effort, okay? That's how I feel. It's very closely connected to the eclipses here, where it's like being with good people, people who really get you, people who really understand you, where you can bring a lot to the table and they are happy to bring a lot of good stuff to the table with you, perhaps seeing you as in a leadership position in that way anyway, in good old-fashioned Capricorn style, but in a whole new lifestyle package deal. That's how I'm feeling it here. So let's have a look. Consequentially, yeah, it's like a formula. It's literally like a formula. Investing in yourself, but investing not in what's out there and setting up the business. It's about investing in what makes you happy, what really, really turns you on at the very core of your heart and your being. We know it's already going to be to do with something substantial, realistic, tangible, that has legacy value, like building a new legacy for yourself, which includes great value for other people. It's like building a new corporation, building a new family, starting a new home, restructuring, remodeling properties in a way that is satisfying as a business. I'm not saying to start that, but I'm trying to tell a story that creates a feel for you. You might not be in real estate at all, but it's all about restructuring and repurposing. So it's almost like the things that you really, really love come into manifestation in a way that's much more satisfying than ever before. And Saturn is actually here to help you do that. And it's like building the happy family thing. It's almost like remodeling your life in a way that works much better for you, where you get to be much more of who you are. In other words, let's say you're a really good employee, but you'd like to be a really good entrepreneur. There you go. Okay. And you have all the skills and the talents. Maybe you're a cook and you've always wanted to be a chef. Maybe you're a designer, or maybe you're at college always learning, but now you want to teach because you have so many gifts and talents. Whatever it is, it's like taking it to the next level where it's all juicy and succulent. And it's about you, and as opposed to taking care of business all the time, more like taking care of your own business, almost like being self-employed and having a lucrative, very satisfying, happy business. Like, it's very, very satisfying to be self-employed and it's working. So what happens if you miss the opportunity, if you kind of fall back into the old ways? Okay, well, it's just going to make you feel basically like it's not working. It's almost my feeling is like feeling dizzy. In other words, every time you make a decision not to invest in yourself, not to indulge your heart, what your heart really wants, and insist on living in the past and maintaining the things that you thought you loved, but that which you have outgrown, doesn't mean it's over or it's bad. It just means you've outgrown and it's time you're onto a new spiritual level in your journey. When you're not investing in yourself, you're going to get very strong senses of vertigo that are going to be strong signals that, oh gosh, this is not working. So go back. It's like basically triggering. It'll be like when you make poor decisions that are self-defeating, it's going to make you feel, what's that? It's like, when they have drug addicts and alcoholics and they give you those pills or medicines, like if you decide to take a drink, you feel really disgusting. Okay, that's what I'm sort of feeling here. But if you decide to treat yourself really, really nicely, then it turns into like dreams come true. This is a chance for actually manifesting the dreams, tapping into your dreams, allowing your dreams to speak to you, and then actually doing the manifestation process. Okay, Capricorn, you're very, very good at the manifestation. It's just that you might have been neglecting your own dreams. Now let's have a look. Prospects here. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Let's just say it's very pure. It's very, very simple. Okay. Especially about self-love. I know we kind of go over this subject over and over again on this channel with Tarot Lumination. It is about the love here, but there's an awful lot of cups here. It's hard not to notice that. And there's a lot of pentacles here. It's hard not to notice that. And this is very succulent, delicious energy. A lot of resources out there available to you. And so if you could think of this as a journey in self-love, okay, where it's like a learning process. This isn't going to happen overnight. My feeling is that this is a step-by-step process with thinking very long-term, like building new structures, building new business, building a new way of life that actually works for you in the heart, that makes you feel like your heart is really pumping again. So it's like you can start this all over again and be happy. And this can bring love to you and love to others. It's almost like creating like a love machine. I know it sounds bizarre, but it's actually the process of manifesting love, being loving and being loved, but as an enterprise. I know that sounds weird. It doesn't mean you're going to turn into a Tarot Lumination and talk about love and healing all day long. It's much more about taking your gifts and talents and practices, infusing them with love, as though that's the primary ingredient, okay? And then that becomes evident outwardly. You are loving, you are loved. And love breeds love. So as you continue to more and more invest in yourself, the more love comes to you. So it's an act of self-love. It's a beautiful act of self-love by loving yourself, treating yourself to what you love for once, as opposed to having to be the responsible one to take care of everybody else. It's time for you now, Capricorn, restructuring your own life that works for you. Okay? All the best. Bye-bye.